When do you have the right to use force to defend yourself? How about deadly force? The test is always the same. Is the force you're using reasonable under the circumstances that you reasonably fear serious and imminent harm to you or to someone you're protecting or in your home? The difference is when you have to apply that test. Most places, it's after you've tried to get away, not if it stands your ground. And yesterday, a 62-year-old Indiana homeowner with a stand your ground was charged with voluntary manslaughter. Meaning what? Meaning he did something that was reckless, and he should have known that, but he did it anyway. What was that thing? Shooting a 32-year-old cleaning lady through his front door. Why? She accidentally went to the wrong home, okay? The 32-year-old mother of four and her husband were given keys in advance to clean a model home. They thought they were at the right model home based on the GPS. When the cleaning lady tried opening the door with the key, the couple inside said they woke up to a commotion. The man said he looked through a window, saw two people at the door, thought they were breaking in, so he got his gun, ran to the top of the stairs, and shot through the front door, hitting the cleaning lady in the head. She's dead. In her husband's arms. She fell back and died. The shooter says, hey, Indiana, stand your ground. I didn't have to retreat. But was what he did reasonable? Let's bring in NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. Stand your ground, lower bar for self-defense. Do you think these charges stick?
I think the charges stick, and I think he has an argument, but I don't know if it's a winning argument. So you laid it out really well. It all comes down to reasonableness. So can you use deadly force? Is it reasonable under the circumstances? The problem is in the law, there's no concrete definition of what reasonable is. Juries all over the country have different interpretations of that. Now, what's working in his favor? Early morning, they're older, they hear a commotion, they're panicked, takes the gun, immediately fires just one shot, not multiple shots, okay? The problem is that he never called 911 before the shooting, only did it afterwards. The other problem is he never announced himself, never said, hey, I have a gun. Who's there? Immediately fired one shot. Now, this will come down to the facts. This will come down to the testimony. But look at two different cases, right? Susan Lawrence found guilty of shooting her neighbor. Amber Geiger, a police officer who went into the wrong apartment thinking it was hers, found guilty of murder. On the other hand, George Kelly, the rancher out in Arizona, who that jury mistrial. So it's very tough to predict. We're in the early stages of this. This is clearly a tragedy. Clearly, he didn't want this to happen. But even though under Indiana law, he would have a right to defend himself, and he can defend himself if there's an unlawful entry, she wasn't breaking in. She wasn't smashing the windows. She was merely using her key. And it'll be a debate about how aggressive she was trying to use that key. But like you said, Chris, it's very fact specific, and it'll all be a determination of what reasonable is.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.